In today's video, we'll analyze recent events in Russia's financial landscape, shedding light on the implications of the Russian central bank's substantial interest rate hike and its broader economic implications. Let's begin. The Russian central bank's noteworthy decision to significantly raise interest rates with the aim of stabilizing the plummeting ruble brings to the fore a new reality for the Kremlin. Russia's economy has seemingly reached its capacity for growth. Over the past period, the government has injected substantial funds into the Russian economy, a strategy employed to ensure supplies for troops stationed in Ukraine and to safeguard businesses and citizens amidst ongoing conflict. This financial influx has led to a surge in demand, effectively aiding the recovery from the recession spurred by sanctions the previous year. However, it's vital to note that supply is grappling with mounting challenges, stemming from Russia's isolation and severe labor scarcities. The recent decline of the ruble, reaching its lowest point since the early stages of the conflict, spotlighted the growing disparity within Russia's wartime economy. A senior official within the Kremlin attributed the ruble's dip to lenient monetary policies. In a swift response, the Russian central bank convened an emergency meeting, resulting in a substantial 3.5 percentage point increase in interest rates. This move was justified by the bank's need to stabilize the ruble and curb inflation, which has surged at an annualized rate of 7.6% in the past 3 months. Following this intervention, the ruble exhibited signs of recovery, with $1 now equivalent to around 94 rubles, a notable improvement from the peak of 102 rubles just days prior. Financial experts interpret the recent volatility not as a harbinger of an imminent financial crisis, but rather as a manifestation of Russia's sluggish economic trajectory. In a further attempt to bolster the ruble, the Russian government forged an informal agreement with exporters, encouraging them to convert a larger portion of their foreign earnings into rubles, as reported by Russian business newspaper Vedomosti. The central bank previously implemented a more stringent version of this policy during the early stages of the conflict to support the beleaguered ruble. Current discussions within Russia's central bank even encompass the possibility of reinstating previous requirements that mandate exporters to convert foreign earnings back into rubles, mirroring measures enacted during earlier stages of the conflict. Experts acknowledge that Russia's capacity to endure economic challenges is relatively robust. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that the threshold at which the Russian economy can expand without exacerbating inflation has diminished considerably due to Western sanctions. This decline, known as the potential growth rate, now poses a conundrum for President Vladimir Putin, necessitating a delicate balance between military production and appeasing the domestic populace as elections approach. Government expenditure as a component of gross domestic product experienced a notable surge of 13.5% in the initial quarter of the current year, a growth rate that stands as the highest recorded since data collection commenced in 1996. A historical perspective, spanning back to 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine, provides insights into the shifts in Russia's potential growth rate. The International Monetary Fund estimated this rate to be approximately 3.5% before the annexation, while analysts at Raiffeisen Bank Russia now project a significantly reduced long-term potential growth of merely 0.9%. A stark contrast to the years leading up to the 2008 financial crisis, during which Russia's economy exhibited an average annual growth rate exceeding 7%. Experts observe that the devaluation of the ruble serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the unsustainability of rapid public spending expansion. Kluge emphasizes that the true limitation lies not in the government's fiscal capacity, but rather in the economy's productive capabilities. An examination of Russia's industrial landscape reveals a dual reality. Industries dedicated to military production are operating tirelessly, with several plants implementing multiple shifts to accommodate escalating orders. Notably, categories associated with military output, such as metal goods, optical products, and specialized clothing, have witnessed notable growth. However, this growth is juxtaposed with non-military sectors that languish under the weight of limited access to Western resources, inherent inefficiencies, and a history of inadequate investment in equipment maintenance. A stark illustration of this is the automobile sector, which has seen a decline of over 10% in year-over-year output. Consequently, Russia's economy has increasingly come to rely on revenue generated from its substantial natural resources, primarily energy and metals. In the wake of Russia's involvement in Ukraine and subsequent severed ties with Western supply networks, efforts to enhance self-sufficiency have been gradual and met with mixed results. A striking 65% of Russian industrial enterprises still rely on imported equipment, as reported by a poll conducted by Moscow's Higher School of Economics. In a bid to counterbalance this dependency, Russia has turned to foreign sources. Import figures for goods have surged by 18% this year up to July, with China emerging as a significant trading partner. Nonetheless, this heightened reliance on imports holds significant implications for Russia's economic stability. Russia's economic stability is further complicated by a decline in its current account surplus, which has seen an 85% decrease this year. This reduction translates to diminished inflow of funds into the economy and reduced demand for rubles. Additionally, a weakening ruble contributes to higher domestic costs for imports, subsequently exacerbating inflation. The impact of Western sanctions is evident in Russia's struggle to secure alternative suppliers for mid-tech and high-tech products, particularly aircraft parts. An analysis reveals a significant decline of $7 billion in these imports during the final quarter of 2022. The growing technological isolation of Russia is projected to further dampen its long-term growth prospects. This decline in growth potential, compounded by the aging population and a dwindling labor force, has significantly hindered productivity. A business environment fraught with corruption and bureaucracy exacerbates these challenges. These trends have been exacerbated in recent times, with Russia grappling with its most severe labor shortage since the 1990s. This shortage is attributed to recent mobilization efforts and departures from the country. Thank you for joining us in this comprehensive exploration of Russia's evolving economic landscape. Stay informed by subscribing to our channel and activating notifications. Until next time.